Hello guys, long time no see. LEGO 2K Drive features plenty of racing, side quests, humor, and creativity using the iconic LEGO bricks in a virtual format. Developed by Visual Concepts and published by 2K Games, this LEGO adventure gives players the tools to create their own race cars, off-road vehicles, and boats, with plenty of options for wild imaginations to be unleashed. The open-world design features destructible LEGO elements and tons of side objectives and collectibles that make exploration a pleasure, while 2K Drive supplements this with a fun story campaign. Despite a heavy emphasis on racing, LEGO 2K Drive is actually described by developers as a driving adventure game. Building cars and boats with an endless supply of pieces, mini-games, races, exploration, collectibles, and more are each fun in their own way. Put together, 2K Drive delivers a cheerful time for players of all ages. The main open-world story campaign of LEGO 2K Drive gives players a chance to drive around various biomes of Bricklandia and explore at their own pace. Everything in this world is made from LEGO pieces, which means that nearly everything can be destroyed by running into it, and this chaotic demolition is encouraged as the best way to repair a vehicle. In typical LEGO game fashion, the NPCs provide a lot of comedic relief, and the entire world is filled with silly things to find through exploration. There are also many collectibles hidden in various areas, which provides completionists with countless engaging hours of searching. One innovative feature that LEGO 2K Drive has included is that the vehicle being driven will automatically switch between race car, off-road vehicle, or boat, depending on the terrain. This seamless transition can be equally hilarious and satisfying, and makes it fun to drive straight into the ocean or explore off-roading easily without any cumbersome switching mechanics. Frequently, players will come across mini-games and quests from NPCs in the LEGO 2K Drive world. These can include anything from protecting citizens from hordes of malfunctioning robots to racing as fast as possible only to crash into a wall that's painted to look like a tunnel. Each of these side objectives provides brickbucks and other rewards, sometimes even vehicles, and always includes a large amount of comedy. Creative-minded players will love the freedom that the garage allows them in LEGO 2K Drive. In this mode, players can choose from basic frames, and then choose from over 1,000 unique LEGO pieces available to build with for free. Pieces are sorted by type and category and can be painted using dozens of paint options and stickers. Placing the pieces is impressively smooth with the systems in place in the game. Additionally, any player-created vehicle can be used in online multiplayer, but must first be submitted for moderation approval to ensure that the online play is a safe and clean environment. LEGO 2K Drive's narrative campaign is fueled by laughs, as players take on the role of Clutch Racington's newest protege. He and his robot assistant Stud provide the player with helpful hints and tips, while giving them race objectives that will progress the story. Ultimately, the goal is to defeat the antagonist of the game, Shadow Z, who will regularly call up the player to taunt them with some classic, amusing LEGO-style insults as they play. Players will have to earn checkered flags from numerous small-time races throughout each area in order to qualify for the 3 major LEGO 2K Drive Grand Prix races. After winning these Grand Prix races, they can then move on to the ultimate race, the Sky Cup. Races are fairly straightforward for racing video games with drifting, speed boosts, and obstacles. Similar to Mario Kart games, each track has a theme to it, and there are power-ups that can be obtained and used on opponents and rivals throughout the race. Microtransactions in LEGO 2K Drive give players a wealth of options for cosmetic items such as new vehicles, drivers, and customization options for their vehicles at the in-game store. Unky's Emporium. The store uses a currency called Brickbucks, which can be earned through playing the game or purchased using real money. Unky's Emporium has far more items available than most players will ever be able to earn enough for through playing the game. However, earning enough for a few favorite vehicles and a driver or two doesn't take very long to accumulate. LEGO 2K Drive gives players a wonderful single-player campaign and plenty to do alone. But as with many racing games, the game is even more fun when played with friends. There are several options for multiplayer action. Local play, 2-player split screen, that gives 2 players the chance to not only race in the Cup Series and race modes together, but they can also play co-op through the story mode. Local play. The Nintendo Switch will allow two players to link up for local play with two Switch consoles on the same wireless connection to play together. Play with friends online. Up to 6 friends can join up online to race around Bricklandia at the same time or play in the Cup Series and race modes. Crossplay is supported. Play with everyone online. Race against anyone from around the world. LEGO 2. K-Drive's matchmaking system will put players of similar skill levels together to compete in Cup Series or race modes. LEGO 2 K-Drive may seem like a simple racing game on the surface, but it has surprising depth with its layers of comedy, clever Easter eggs, and creativity. It's also safe and fun for children and adults alike. LEGO 2 K-Drive may not be a serious adventure title, but it is certainly a must-play experience for anyone interested in a good time. Ultimately, after 10 hours of play, we barely had enough currency to buy a single car, and there are a hell of a lot of them in the store, meaning players looking for a full selection will either have to put hundreds of hours into the game or will have to pony up the cash. Perhaps most egregious of all, however, at least at launch, is a flaw which can potentially wipe hours of progress from your save file if you resume the game without realizing you're playing offline. We explain this issue in more detail in a separate article, so we won't repeat ourselves for fear of boredom, but the short story is that when you resume the suspended game after having the PS5 in rest mode, it doesn't tell you that you're offline like other permanently online games do. When you then connect online later, the game will roll back your save to when you were last online. That is when you put the PS5 in rest mode, wiping all the progress you'd made. We can see this becoming an enormous issue when the game gets in more players' hands, especially younger players who don't necessarily get the whole suspend resume function. And we already saw at least 6 people mentioning it on Reddit and Twitter before release, so it's definitely a thing. This hefty problem aside, LEGO 2 K-Drive is a thoroughly entertaining racing game with a good sense of humor and surprisingly in-depth vehicle creation mode. 2K says it's aware of the save file issue and investigating it, so consider our rating and evaluation of the game with this taken out of consideration, even though you should absolutely bear it in mind. LEGO 2 K-Drive is a great open-world racing game with an infectious sense of humor and impressive customization options. As long as you can cope with the typical 2K grindy microtransactions and take steps to avoid its major save wiping issue at launch, it's well worth playing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.